What is up, guys? Pocketcraft here, and welcome back to the Cobblemon Survival Guide. I love Cobblemon. It is such a fun game, and you can find so many rare Pokemon randomly, like this Riolu that we found last episode. But unfortunately, you'll find a Pokemon like this that you want to use, but they're at a much lower level than the rest of your team. And as much as I love playing Cobblemon, I am not a huge fan of grinding and constantly switch training to level up my Pokemon. So today we're going to talk about an item that allows us to level up our Pokemon much more quickly and make this process way less painful. And that item is the Experience Share. The Exp Share is crafted by using iron ingots, an iron helmet, 2 Lapis, 2 amethyst shards, and 1 gold ingot. So it's a pretty cheap recipe, but I'm going to show you how to get all of these things very easily. And we'll actually show in a future episode how you can automate all of this and get infinite experience shares pretty easily. So the most difficult item to get to form the experience share is by far amethyst shards. Amethyst geodes, which are these big hole structures right here, only spawn between Y levels -58 and Y level 30 in the overworld. And so you kind of just have to cave around until you find them. They're not extremely rare, but they can be somewhat hard to find. And now, unfortunately, you can't really automatically farm these. But fortune does work on them, and they spawn enough that you should be able to have plenty of amethyst to build all the experience shares you want, because let's be honest, you only need 5, right? But if you wanted to farm a lot of these, one tip is you can just carve out the amethyst that is next to these ones right here called budding amethyst that have this little animation here, and that allows more space for amethyst crystals to grow. Don't break these because you can't move them, but break the ones around them. And then your geode can grow more amethyst. So these take a while to grow, and it can be a little bit difficult to tell when they're ready to be harvested. I think that one up there is probably our only one that's ready. And so we're going to go up there. Now, when you harvest these, you want to make sure you use a pickaxe with fortune, because that will allow you to receive far more amethyst shards. So we'll break this one right here, and we just got, 16. I think 16 is actually the max you can get, so that's awesome. We got 16 amethyst shards. Now, amethyst, so that's enough to have our 5 experience shares that we'll want for our whole team. But amethyst shards are also used in some other items in Cobblemon, so it's important to know how to harvest these, which is why I took a little bit more time here. Now, luckily for us, the rest of the crafting ingredients can be achieved very easily. For example, iron helmets can be traded with armor villagers for just a few emeralds. I've actually traded a lot with him previously to level him up, so I have plenty of iron helmets for experience shares, but this is a super easy way to do it without having to waste some of your own iron. Villagers are also going to come in handy for the next ingredient. With a cleric villager at level 2, you can trade emeralds for Lapis Lazuli. Now, obviously, you can mine for Lapis as well, but this is a super easy way. If you have a farm to generate things that generate emeralds, you can get Lapis really easily without having to go down in the mines. You guys are not going to believe this, but as I was walking around, I came across a shiny Lechonk. I'm so pumped. We found our second shiny Pokemon of the series, and he looks awesome. He looks like a normal pig. I think there's some fun things we could do with that, but we're going to try and catch him. I'm actually going to see if I can catch him in a pink Pokeball because I have those. It'll match his shiny color pretty well, which is fun. So we'll throw a Pokeball, see if we can catch him. Let's go. There we go. That's our second shiny Pokemon of the series. If I remember right, our goal is to get 5. So we're almost there. We'll keep looking around, but I'm super excited about that. Oh my gosh, our shiny luck is insane. Literally, I just walked back from the village to my base, and we came across another shiny Pokemon. It's a shiny Teddiursa. I don't even know what happened. I haven't changed the shiny odds or anything. It's taken so long to run into some of this series, but we've got 2 within 5 minutes. That is crazy. I do have a friend ball here, which is green, so it'll match the shiny color. I might go for that, even though the base friendship isn't actually helpful with Teddiursa. This is super cool because I think Ursaluna is an awesome Pokemon, and so it'd be really cool if we could have a shiny Ursaluna. All right, we're going to go for the catch. Okay, I just looked it up, and shiny Ursaluna itself is actually like orange, so I guess a green Pokeball isn't as necessary. I might save the friend ball for a Pokemon that actually needs high friendship, and we'll try just an Ultra Ball on him. Let's go. There we go. That's 2 shiny Pokemon within 5 minutes. Let's go look at the shiny Pokemon that we have right now as a brief intermission. We'll throw these guys out here. There we go. Shiny Shelder, Teddiursa, and Lechonk. Now, I know the goal was 5. I think I might do 6, so I think it'd be cool to have a full team of shiny Pokemon by the end of the series. But I think these guys look awesome. Something I love is they're all actually really little, so we just kind of have these cute little shiny guys. Now, we'll have to decide at some point in the series if we want to evolve them or not. But regardless, I am super pumped about our shiny luck this episode, and hopefully it keeps going and we can hit our goal of 6 pretty soon. And if you want to know how to find shiny Pokemon in Cobblemon, I actually have multiple videos about this subject, and so I'll link them in the description and you can check them out. Now as for the final 2 ingredients, iron and gold, you can just mine for them normally, or I'm actually going to recommend that you build an iron farm and a gold farm, because we're going to have to do that for something else later on in the series that'll be really useful. So if you build it now, you're fine, or if you don't want to take the time to do that before you get an experience share, you can just mine them. You don't need a whole lot. And then I'm actually going to recommend that you build 5 of these. So there we go. We now have 5 experience shares. The reason I say 5 is because when you apply multiple of these to different Pokemon, it doesn't negate the effects. Every Pokemon that is attached to an experience share will get 50% of the experience from any battle that it wins. So to attach an experience share to a Pokemon, all you need to do is shift, right click on the Pokemon, and then click on this button right here. And then they were given the experience share to hold. Now I would pick one Pokemon in your party to do most of the battling. For me, it's going to be Surfetched. And then I would give the experience share to all of the other Pokemon. If you wanted, you could theoretically put an experience share on all of your Pokemon, and then whoever battles, it'll work as well. That's probably a better method. But for now, I'm just going to give them to all of them but Surfetched. Also, I should clarify, I took a poll to see what water Pokemon you guys want me to use, and Gyarados won. So I do plan on using Gyarados for the majority of the series. However, right now I'm preparing to go fight Rayquaza, and Lapis is just a little bit better suited to fighting Rayquaza. He's a bit more of a tank, and he resists the dragon moves. So I'm going to use Lapis right now, but after we get Rayquaza, I will switch back to Gyarados, because he's the one that won the vote. And thank you to all of you who voted. If you're new to the channel and this is helpful, please consider subscribing. I make tons of different Cobblemon videos, and so if you ever have a question, this is the place to be. I actually changed my mind and decided to give each of my Pokemon an experience share. That way you have 6 and you can trade all of your team members easily. Just to show you how this works, right, we'll enter a battle and Surfetched will take down this Bouffalant. And you'll see at the end here, I'll zoom in, but every single one of my Pokemon gained experience. Alright, so that only mentions the ones that leveled up, but all of them gain experience from that one battle. Now this is a super powerful way to level up your Pokemon really quickly. I'll talk about some more strategies of leveling up Pokemon in a future video, so just stay tuned to the rest of the survival guide.